Good afternoon, teammates, members of the board. Thank you so much for joining us today for our organizational conflict analysis, resolution, and self-reflection. My name is Peter John Martinez Rivera, and this is for conflict and negotiation. We're going to start off with an overview of what we're going to be going over today. We're going to start you out with an introduction. Then we're going to go over the overview of the conflict, following by the causes of the conflict. We're going to cover some benefits of constructive conflict. We are going to cover and go over some negative effects of unresolved conflict. Then we're going to discuss the conflict resolution process in depth, followed by a self-reflection on conflict management. And then we're going to start tying everything up with some key takeaways and the conclusion and final thoughts. So here's your introduction. Basically, conflict is an inevitable part of organizational life, often arising from differences in values, goals, or communication styles. In a recent workplace experience, I personally encountered an interpersonal conflict between two colleagues in a project team. The conflict stemmed from differing work styles and expectations regarding deadlines, which led to tension and, as you might already imagine, disruptive team collaboration. This research will basically analyze the nature of this conflict. It's going to evaluate its constructive and destructive aspects. We're also going to apply conflict resolution strategies, and I'll be reflecting on my own conflict management techniques. Here is an overview of the organizational conflict. So the conflict occurred within a federal government team responsible for implementing a new policy initiative. One colleague, we'll call him Alex, was highly detail-oriented and preferred a structured approach, while the other team member, we'll call her Jordan, valued flexibility and innovation. Their conflicting expectations led to frequent disagreements about project timelines and also about deliverables. The conflict then escalated when Alex accused Jordan of missing certain deadlines, while Jordan felt constrained by Alex's rigid approach. This situation illustrates an interpersonal conflict as it revolved a clash between two individuals with different work preferences and priorities. Some root causes for this conflict include the differing communication styles. So Alex, remember, prefers a direct communication approach, while Jordan relied on informal discussions. There was some goal misalignment. Basically, Alex prioritized efficiency, whereas Jordan focused on creative problem solving. This led to a lack of role clarity, which basically means the team lacked clear guidelines on workflow expectation. Conflict theory suggests that organizational conflict can arise due to structural, relational, or cognitive factors. In this case, the conflict was relational, so it was driven by personality differences and communication breakdowns. Now we're going to discuss certain benefits of constructive conflict. While the conflict itself created tension within the team, it also had some constructive outcomes. Constructive conflict can lead to improved problem solving, innovation, and stronger team relationships. In this case, the conflict, first of all, encouraged open dialogue. Basically, the team was forced to discuss work expectations within themselves more transparently. Also, highlighted process inefficiencies. The disagreement exposed flaws in the team's workflow, prompting management to establish clearer goals. This conflict also promoted personal growth, since both Alex and Jordan learned to adapt their communication styles to collaborate more effectively. However, unresolved conflict can have negative consequences, including decreased morale, reduced productivity, and increased stress levels. So, we obviously had to take action and we had to intervene in order to avoid further mishap. And we are going to now focus on the conflict resolution process itself. This conflict was eventually addressed through a structured mediation process facilitated by a team leader. The resolution process included the following steps. Number one, there was active listening sessions. So we gave both individuals the opportunity to express their concerns without interruptions. Also, we established common ground. We had the team leader help Jordan and Alex realize and recognize they had shared goals, such as project success. We also implemented clarifying expectations, and this was done when the team standardized their workflow and communication protocols in order to align with their personal work preferences and styles. And then this led to follow-up meetings, which basically were periodic check-ins, and this ensured continued collaboration, and it also minimized future misunderstandings. Remember, if the conflict had remained unresolved, additional measures could have included formal training in conflict resolution or a reassignment of the tasks to accommodate the different work styles. We're now going to dive into the self-reflection with a focus on conflict management. Through this experience, I was able to gain insight into my own conflict management tendencies. Based on the Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument, the TKI, my dominant conflict handling style is compromising. While I strive to balance differing perspectives, I sometimes avoid direct confrontation, and this can certainly delay the resolution process. In order to enhance my conflict resolution skills, I plan to first and foremost develop active listening skills, and I'll do this by ensuring all perspectives are acknowledged before suggesting solutions to the conflict. Also, I'm planning on enhancing my emotional intelligence, and I'm going to achieve this by managing my own emotions and also by recognizing the emotions of others. And this will facilitate constructive dialogue. Also, I'm going to practice assertive communication. By practicing this, we'll be able to have the expression of concerns openly while maintaining respect for differing viewpoints. It is important to mention that conflict, when managed effectively, it can drive innovation and it can also strengthen team dynamics. The interpersonal conflict itself between Alex and Jordan highlighted the importance of clear communication, role clarity, and structured resolution strategies. By applying mediation techniques, we were actually able to refine the conflict management skills. And individual and organizations can actually turn conflicts into opportunities for growth. Reflecting on this experience, I personally recognize the need to improve my conflict resolution approach and develop strategies that foster collaboration. I will do this by focusing on those active listening skills, by fortifying my emotional intelligence, and practicing assertive communication. Those are several key takeaways from this presentation. And I think that basically concludes our presentation for today. Here's some final thoughts. Don't forget, conflict is not inherently negative. It can actually drive progress in the right settings. It is also important to mention that effective resolution fosters teamwork, innovation, and productivity. And last but not least, I'd like to reiterate the fact that ongoing self-reflection helps individuals become better conflict managers. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you all for attending today's discussion. This has been a very productive and value-added bit, in my opinion. This was an organizational conflict analysis, resolution, and self-reflection. And I just want to say thank you so much for attending. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can direct them to our executive front office. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.